Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are well. My name is Alina Dobra, and I'm working as an admission manager looking after home and EU students at AHNZ Associates London office. I would like to welcome everyone to our weekly live session, bringing you today one of our key partners, Brunel University. Before I introduce you to our new guest, Simon Stanley, I would like to inform you who AHNZ Associates is. The company is a platform which connects a bridge between the students and universities. AHNZ provides counseling to the prospective students based on their previous qualification, future ambitions, expectation, affordability, budget, and entry requirements of the universities. AHNZ has been operating over 1 decade now, serving more than 250,000 students. Since operation, we have more than 30 branches around the world, just to make it convenient for all of you to come and to see us face to face. Currently, we are collaborating with more than 130 universities in the UK, and this includes private and public universities as well as Russell Group universities. I would also like to make you aware that all of our colleagues are well experienced and graduated from the UK universities, and some of them were certified by the British Council, trained by the UCAS and UK universities. One of our key points is that we provide end-to-end service and support during your journey with us, which is free of charge. The greatest and the most pleasuring statement we have for you, it's our visa rate, as we have our compliance team, which will help you and guide you through all the process. We are proud to say that our student satisfaction rate is over 98%. And as a result of our hard and dedicated work, we gain more than 11 times the title of Top Recruitment Award winners. If you'd like to find out more information about AHNZ, please visit our website and follow us on all the social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, or Google. Now, I would like to introduce you, our special guest, Simon from Brunel University. Good morning, Simon. How are you today?
Good morning, Alina. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you for accepting our invitation today and for participating to our live session. So today in our live session, we'll discuss about Brunel University, like general information that the students need to know before submitting their application, and also for the students who already applied to Brunel University, what kind of steps they need to follow in order to meet their conditions. And after this session, we would like to invite everyone to Zoom one-to-one, where Simon also will be joining, so you can ask direct questions based on your background and based on the previous qualification. Also, we have a comment box available. So if you have any questions, you can type your question there. And at the end of the session, together with Simon, we'll try to answer to all the queries that we are receiving during the live session. Simon, do you have a presentation prepared for today?
I do indeed. Shall I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we can see it.
Excellent. Well, thanks again, Alina, and to your colleagues for inviting Brunel for this prestigious platform. It's a really great opportunity for myself to be able to tell you a little bit more about Brunel University, and that's whether you already have applied or whether you're at the stage where you're thinking about what your higher education needs are and whether we are the right fit for you. The UK is a prestigious place to study, and there's so many different universities. So if you haven't yet applied, you're doing the right thing by attending today's session, because what we always encourage students to do is to do their research, because there's so much choice out there. So I am the International Recruitment Manager at Brunel University London, and my focus is within the South Asian region, but particularly India. My contact details are on this screen, so if there are any questions that we get today that perhaps I'm not able to answer today, you can always drop me an email and I will be more than happy to follow up and answer that individually. So we'll start with a video shortly, but what we will do is just give you an overview, and then there is a Q&A session in the Zoom, the separate meeting, but also, as Alina has mentioned, there is a comment box. So if you have any questions that come in, we'll be able to answer those at the end of the session. So I'm just going to start with a video. So just bear with me.
I think it's important to have strong passions when you're young because I think that shapes who you grow into.
Like most kids, I did change my desired job a lot of times, but something that did stay along was me being interested in sciences.
What inspired me the most when I was younger was my family. It was not easy for me to leave India, but I think my mom really supported me through. She's one of the reasons why I'm here.
As long as I can remember, I wanted to do electronics and build robots. My brother told me that the best thing to do would be to go into electronic engineering. It was an easy choice for him to come here and build the foundations of what I could then later on go and do. Brunel is a fantastic place to be inquisitive.
It's great because it's a one campus university, so everything is available to you.
What made me feel at home is that there's so many international people here in Brunel.
It's not only that I'm focusing on my professional life, but doing what I love to do.
The biggest help in nurturing my curiosity has been the amazing academics. You're never afraid to ask a question. That practical aspect of being allowed to try and fail and to become a better person is just what I love about this place.
Brunel has been part of the journey of growing.
And you can build on that. You can learn from trial and error here what does and doesn't work. You can take it outside of Brunel and make it better. You've got that easy connection into London, but then you're still on the outskirts, so it's nice that you can have space and actually move around and breathe.
Brunel has given me the dedication to become a lawyer more and more each day.
I'm more curious than ever.
It has challenged me,
I have a lot more freedom.
I'm braver.
I'm more knowledgeable.
and I'm ready for the future.
I am Brunel.
It was a really nice presentation.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
It is.
Sorry, just bear with me. Okay, so hopefully you can still see my screen. So let's talk a little bit about our heritage and why we are called Brunel. So it's named after an English mechanical and civil engineer. His name was Islamabad Kingdom Brunel. He was considered one of the most ingenious and prolific figures in engineering history. He changed the face of the English landscape with his groundbreaking designs and ingenious constructions. He revolutionized transport and modern engineering. So he built bridges, dockyards, the Great Western Railway, and a series of steamships, which included the first propeller-driven transatlantic steamship. His designs revolutionized public transport and modern engineering. So his vision is what we really instill in our students. We want our students to address society's challenges, but really at a global level. So that gives you a little bit of an understanding as to what our heritage is all about. So as they say, it's a location, location, location. So it's important for me to talk about that. So we are within Greater London. We are just 20 minutes by car from London's Heathrow Airport. And if you jump on the London Underground, we are just 45 minutes into central London. So for those of you that haven't visited London before, it's a very large city with approximately 8 to 10 million people that live there. And obviously London is world famous for its landmarks, museum, entertainment, lifestyle. There's over 150 languages spoken in London, so it's a very multicultural, diverse city. If we show you the London Underground map, so when I first lived in London, you open up this map and it can be a little bit intimidating, but once you get here, you'll be surprised how quickly you become an absolute expert on the London Underground. So our station is Uxbridge, and that's on the Metropolitan line, and it's just 45 minutes into central London. Uxbridge also, as a city, has an abundance of things available to our students. So just 5 minutes from our main campus is Uxbridge town, and within the town there are bars, cinemas, shopping, so there's lots of things to do right on your doorstep. So location is very important. Also, being in the vicinity of Southeast England, if you are studying a program that includes a placement or an internship, then access into London is important because many of our students will do work placements directly in the city. So that's just a little bit about our location. So as you can see, this is an aerial overview of our campus. And we are a campus-based university. So there are some universities in the UK that are what are called city-based campuses or city-based universities, which means that they are spread out. But this particular institution, Brunel, is a campus-based university. And what that means is that your teaching, your living, everything is all in one location. So Brunel has approximately 16,000 students. So we're quite a large university. And we have nearly 5,000 international students from over 150 countries. So there really is a true international community at Brunel University. We have our own sports park, fitness center. We have medical facilities on campus, as well as 24-hour, 7-day-a-week library. There are so many different catering establishments. So we have a Subway on campus. If you fancy pizza, there's places for that. We also have our thriving student union, which offers a plethora of different clubs and societies and entertainment. We also have on-campus accommodation, so we can guarantee accommodation on campus. There are terms and conditions which apply. But what this means is that everything you need is in one place. So it's like a little town in itself, the main campus, and the facilities are absolutely next to none. And Brunel is continuously investing in our campus to make sure that we offer absolutely world-class facilities to all of our students. So these are just some of the images that you'll see on campus. So you've got the library in the top left picture. In the top right, that is what's known as the quad. It's a central location on campus. In the summer, you'll see many students sitting in the sun, having their lunch. We've got great sports facilities. For those of you who are into athletics, you may know that Brunel has an amazing athletics stadium. And if you look at that middle picture on the right, the guy in the middle is Usain Bolt. So he was the former world's fastest man. And when the UK hosted the Olympic Games in 2012, he actually used our facilities at Brunel University to train. So we're very proud of that. And that just gives you an idea as to the level of the facilities that we have at Brunel University. You'll see our state-of-the-art auditoriums there. So you can see the bottom left, we have our amazing lecture hall with world-class facilities. And on the right, one of the many catering facilities on campus. So rankings are obviously important. You want to ensure that the institution that you choose to go to is a great one. And I can assure you that Brunel really is has got some great statistics to talk about. So QS World Rankings, we're 42nd in the UK. For the Times Higher Education World University Rankings, we're number 44 in the UK, which is pretty good considering there are nearly 200 universities in the UK. For the Times Higher Education World University Rankings, we're 23rd in the world and 5th in the UK for International Outlook, which is fantastic. For the Times Higher Education World Rankings for last year, we were 99th in the world for Impact and 20 in the UK. So some fantastic rankings there. We also have some departmental rankings, which are important. So these are just some of them there, but for design, we are 8th in the UK. Civil engineering, we're 30th. Aerospace engineering, we're 18th in the UK. We also have an AMBER accredited MBA program, which is fantastic. Computer science, we're 19th in the UK. So as you can see, we do offer quality education, which have world accredited rankings, which are very important, which obviously depends on which course you choose. But that's just a little bit of information there about our rankings. So obviously at this stage, you probably ask yourself the question, well, why should I go to university? What am I going to get out of it? Well, the answer to that is it will set you up for life. Part of that is about employability, because obviously when you finish your course, whether it be undergraduate or postgraduate, the eventual thing that you want is to get a job and start your career. So one of the best things about Brunel University London is our professional development centre. So this isn't one of those kind of gimmick departments where you get an invite in the last 2 weeks of your time at Brunel. This is something that you can avail from the moment that you join Brunel. So we actively encourage our students to book an appointment at the Professional Development Centre from the moment that you arrive, because they can start building your skill set up so that you are geared up and ready for the world of work. So what do our Professional Development Centre offer? So they offer student support and careers guidance. So one-to-one sessions, you'll be assigned a careers advisor who will have years of experience in aiding students and assisting them with their skill set. They will help with entrepreneurship and startup plans. So if you want to finish your degree and start your own business, then we have careers counsellors that have experience in supporting students that want to set up their own business. The Professional Development Centre will also help you look for work placements, or whether you're doing a sandwich course, which means that you will do a work placement in the middle of your undergraduate degree. They also offer things like modern languages. They can assist you if you're looking for a part-time job, or if you want to do some volunteering, because volunteering is important, because employers look fondly on students that do volunteering. If for any reason students wanted to study abroad, they can also offer advice on that. And you can just see some of the big names at the bottom that some of our students have gone to work for. They offer careers fairs as well. So we actually invite prestigious companies to come to the campus to talk to our students and to give information about careers within their particular company. So we would strongly encourage that students that join Brunel avail the Professional Development Centre. And some of the statistics to support our Professional Development Centre. So Brunel's Professional Development Centre was voted 5th best university career service in the country. That was in a Student Hut survey in 2019. And we also received the Association of Graduate Careers Advisory Services Award for Excellence in Careers and Employability in 2020. So I think those particular statistics speak for themselves. So I'm just going to show you another quick video. This particular video will show you a little bit more about the careers service, and you'll actually see some of the images of the careers fairs that we have. So I hope you enjoy this. So yeah, check out their website, brunel.ac.uk/PDC. So just bear with me as I go on to our next slide. So scholarships, so very important. We have a number of different scholarships available at Brunel University London. One of the popular ones is our International Excellence Scholarship. The deadline for that one has passed. It passed last week, but for students considering their options for next year, then this is something we would strongly recommend. We look for students with high grades, and they're also required to submit a scholarship statement, which you can apply for online. But this is a £6,000 fee waiver for undergraduates, and that is £6,000 every year. And then for postgraduate students, it's a one-off £6,000 payment. So do look for our scholarships. You can check them out at brunel.ac.uk/scholarships. We also have a variety of other different scholarships. So the College of Engineering, Design and Physical Sciences, they have academic excellence scholarships, which are worth up to £2,000 per year. We have the Dean's International Scholarship for Occupational Therapy and Physiotherapy. That's a £2,000 scholarship. And there are a number of different scholarships available to international students. We also have some automatic fee waivers as well. So we have our Postgraduate Academic Excellence Scholarship that can offer up to 15% off. We have a graduate discount. So if you, for example, studied at Brunel and you want to consider coming back as a postgraduate student, we will offer you an automatic 15% tuition fee waiver. Also, if you have family members that have perhaps been to Brunel, so maybe your brother or your sister or even your parents have studied at Brunel and you're considering your options there, we will offer you a 10% discount on your tuition fee. And also, if you pay your tuition fees early, we will also offer you the early payment discount, which is 2% off. So do check out the website, brunel.ac.uk/scholarships, where all of our scholarship information is listed. So looking at English language requirements, so this particular slide is more aimed at the South Asian Indian market. But if English is not your first language, then it's likely that you will be required to take a variety of different options for your tests. So we do have our own English language test, the Brunel English language tests, which are running online. This is available to our offer holders. We also, a lot of our courses will have an IELTS requirement. So that's the International English Language Teaching System. And the scores do vary. So what we always say is check out the entry criteria for the particular course that you are applying for. But generally, we look for about a 6.5, but that does differ by course. We also accept Pearson, the PTE English test. We also accept TOEFL. We do accept Duolingo, and we'll accept those for this September, but it's my understanding that we won't be accepting that for next year's entry. For those students based in India, if you're joining us from India today, then there are English waivers. So if you studied the 12th standard, the 10+2 12th standard, and you have taken the CBSE, ISC or Maharashtra board, then we will waive English if you scored 70% or above in your class 12 English. Or for the Karnataka, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, and the Kerala state boards, we will waive English if you score 80% or above. If you have any particular English language questions, you obviously can also speak to your counsellor at AHZ. They'll be able to offer you one-to-one advice and let you know whether you do meet our English language requirements or not. So placements are becoming very popular, and there's a number of different courses that we have that include placements. So do check out our website. Placements offer an opportunity for students to actually apply what they are learning in the classroom into a real life workplace scenario. So this works really well because students are learning particular subjects. So for example, a student might be doing an MSc management, but may have chosen the placement. So what they do basically is they'll start on the course, they'll do the year in the classroom, getting all of that technical information, and then they can apply that in a real life work placement, which also to benefit that students will be paid for as well. So students will receive a salary as part of their placement. And it's quite great because students, doors open, opportunities open for students. So one of the great things about studying in the UK at the moment is that the UK offers a something called the GIR, which is the Graduate Immigration Route Visa. It's replaced what used to be known as the PSW, which was the post-study work visa. But essentially what that means is that students can stay for up to 2 years in the UK after completion of their course. So if, for example, you've come to Brunel or any university and you take a course with a placement, it might be the case that this particular company that you work for may offer you to stay on. It's all about making connections. And that particular company may choose to sponsor you for your graduate immigration route visa. So the courses with the placements are really important if you are looking to stay back after completion of your course. And some of our courses contain placements ranging from 4 to 12 months. So do check out our website for further information as to whether the course that you are looking to apply for offers a placement option. So obviously, if you decide to come to Brunel University, you will need somewhere to live. And we're delighted to offer students on-campus accommodation. We have about 4,500 rooms available on campus, and the majority of those rooms are en suite, so they have their own bathroom. The fees vary, so they start at about £120 per week, going right up to our sort of premium studio flats, which are about £220 per week. There is a booking fee of £250, and rent doesn't have to be paid all up front. It can be paid on an instalment basis. So the on-campus accommodation is a popular option. There is also off-campus accommodation. So there's about 70 properties available, and they are within easy reach of the campus. And prices start at about £200 per week. The rent for that is paid in 4 installments. Now, what's great about the accommodation at Brunel is that international students are guaranteed accommodation for the duration of their studies. The deadline to apply for this year is the 7th of September. And this does include students that study at our Pathways College, Brunel Pathways College, in association with Navitas. So living expenses are important as well. We need to think about how much you will need to budget per month, but generally it's about £1,000 per month. So what that will include is your accommodation, your food, your books, your transport, any entertainment, and that should be enough to cover you for your living expenses. But for up-to-date information on availability and accommodation, please visit brunel.ac.uk/life/accommodation. So hopefully we've given you a good overview of Brunel, but if you're thinking of how to apply, then this slide will hopefully help you. So for undergraduate applications, majority of our applications are received via UCAS, which is a centralized admission system used by all UK universities. The application process is quite simple. You submit one application which goes to your 5 institutions. So you're allowed to apply to up to 5 different universities, and you will write one personal statement which is common to all of your institutions. So basically, when you write your personal statement, it's very important you write more about why you want to study that particular subject as opposed to why you want to apply to a particular university, because all the different universities you apply to will see that same personal statement. There is a small fee to apply via UCAS, but our colleagues at AHZ will be able to support you with the application process. If you're looking to apply postgraduate, then you can apply directly to Brunel through our website. There are a number of documents that we would need you to submit to us, but generally we would need copies of your transcripts. So looking at your undergraduate grades, if you haven't yet completed your bachelor degree, that's fine. You can still apply, but you can just send your up-to-date transcripts. And then If you are fortunate to receive an offer, then it would be likely to be conditional based on completion of your bachelor degree plus any other conditions such as IELTS or TOEFL. We will need a personal statement, and it's important that you also upload a copy of your passport, because if you are an international student, you will need to apply for a tier 4 a student route visa. But again, my colleagues at AHZ, with a very strong success rate with visa applications, they are going to be able to offer you some fantastic support when applying for your visa. We also have research and PhD courses available. So all of these are submitted again through the same system. So you can do that directly on our website. And again, we will need the same documents as the postgraduate applications, but you'll also need to outline and submit your research proposal and your references. So just to give you a little bit of information about Brunel Pathway College, which was previously known as LBIC, they offer options for students that might not necessarily meet the entry criteria for our direct degree courses. So they offer foundation programs, and you can see just the variety of different areas that they offer in. So anything from business and management through to engineering, through to law. They also offer a year 1 program, so first year of university studies program. So you will start at the Brunel Pathway College and then you will progress on to the main degree. And for postgraduate courses, we also offer a PreMasters. So again, subjects ranging from business and management, English, right through to law. And what's also important to note is that our Brunel Pathway College is also located at Brunel University. So they're on the same site as us. You'll be part of the main university campus. So that's just important for you to know. And also, it's really important to talk about those progression rates, because the UG progression rate from our Pathway College onto Brunel University degrees is 94%. And for students progressing on to master's degrees, so if you come and decide to do a pre-master's, it's a staggering 97% progression rate. So yeah, I think that gives you a really great overview of our Brunel Pathway College. And engage with us. So engage with our current students. So we have a great platform on our website called UniBuddy. So that's www.brunel.ac/student chat. This is an opportunity for you to speak directly with current students. We've got loads of different students on there from different parts of the world, studying different subjects. So my advice would be, check them out, speak to them. Who better to talk about their experience as a Brunel student than somebody that is experiencing it themselves right now? So we would certainly recommend you do that. Our virtual tour, you'll be able to do from our website. The link is there. And as you would expect, we are on all the main social media. So check us out on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram. We're constantly putting out some great uploads and material on our socials, so do check us out. And that is the end of my presentation. So you'll see here again my contact details. So make a note of my email address, and if you think of something after today's session, then do drop me a line. I'll be happy to hear from you. So I will stop sharing my screen now.
Thank you, Simon. It was a really nice presentation, and also with a lot of information.
Yes, it was quite a lot of information. So hopefully you're all still awake and I haven't sent any of you to sleep.
All the information that the students need to know when they are submitting their application to Brunel University. Now I have some questions.
Sure.
If you can tell us, what are the most popular courses that Brunel University is offering?
Yeah, so just to start with, there's a lot of courses that Brunel offer in a lot of different areas, but we have some really great courses in business and management department, civil engineering, structural engineering. We offer medicine, life sciences, so many different courses. So what I think would be best is if I put in the chat box, I can put a link to where students will be able to see a full list of our courses. So I'll do that I'll do that shortly.
Oh, okay, no problem. And in regards, because you gave us some example of the master programs with placement, I just want to remind the student, is the placement guarantee or the students will need to look after it?
Yeah, so we have the careers department, which will help students, and what they will do is help build up their skill set, but we can't really say that we can guarantee the placement. And the reason for that is Brunel University cannot do the interview for you. So like any job in the world, students will be required to go to the interview themselves. So the way I like to describe it is that Brunel can walk you to the door, so to speak. We can't go through the door and do the interview for you. Most of our students will find a placement, but what I always say with this question is start planning early, because the students that don't get the placements are generally the ones that leave it right to the last minute. So they're not using the services that Brunel's careers department offer, and they're not getting themselves visible. So they're not putting their profiles on LinkedIn, they're not practicing their interview techniques, they're not getting their CV up to date, and those are the students that might struggle. So if you plan early and start researching early, then you should find a really good placement.
Of course. And in regards with the placement year, how much the students will need to pay for the placement year?
That's a good question. I think it varies. I know that the rate is considerably less, so they don't pay the full tuition fee. I think it's roughly in the region of about £3,000 or £4,000. That's approximate, but do check our website to be absolutely sure.
Yeah, of course. And you have also, you mentioned you have a placement year available also for undergraduate programs. So normally students will join for 2 years. After that, we'll have in the third year the placement, and they will come back to university and doing their final year, no?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So so they'll do their 2 years, then they'll do their work placement, and then the final year, most students will be required to write their thesis or dissertation up. So a lot of students will use the material from their placement to write their thesis. So they might write about an area of their placement that interested them, and they're better placed to write their dissertation after having done their placement, because they actually will experience what life is like in the workplace. So that's generally what students will do.
Of course. And can you tell us a bit about the range of tuition fee for bachelor and for master program at Brunel University?
Yeah, so the tuition fees range from approximately undergraduate, which is about 17,000, right up to about 20,000. For postgraduate, generally the tuition fee ranges from about 18,000. And I believe our MBA is about 22,000, but don't quote me on that one. We'd have to check. But again, our website, our website, if you click on the particular course that you are interested in, on each page for the course, there is a tab that says fees, and you'll be able to check those fees on our website, which is all up to date.
Of course. And how much is the deposit, like a minimum range that the international students have to pay?
Yeah, very, very good question, and very important for students considering joining us this September. So if you are fortunate enough to receive an offer, then the deposit that you would need to pay is £3,000.
£3,000.
So it's £3,000. That will enable us to go ahead and issue you with your CAS. For those of you that aren't aware what a CAS is, CAS stands for Confirmation of Acceptance of Studies. That is a unique code that we give students that hold offers or unconditional offers, and that unique code is used when applying for the student route visa. You might want to cover a little bit more about this process, Alina.
Of course, our compliance team, also it's there. It is the compliance team is there, and they can help students. So after receiving the offer letter from Brunel University, we have a special team that will help students with all the information, and we are offering the support during the visa application. Now, because you mentioned about the CAS letter, do you know approximately when the CAS will start to be issued for September intake?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So we're actually hoping that by the end of May, we'll start issuing our CASs. It could even be sooner. There are a lot of discussions going on, but it's definitely going to be happening very soon for students that are in a position to receive their CAS. So for students that to receive their CAS, as mentioned, you need to have paid your £3,000 deposit, and you need to have met the conditions of your offer, and of course uploaded an up-to-date version of your passport.
And in order for the students to receive the CAS letter, do they need to pass through an interview, or how it's working for Brunel University?
We don't interview students to issue the CAS. It's not part of our process here. We will go ahead and issue the CAS if we have received the deposit and all the conditions are met. I know certain markets in certain places in the world, there may be interviews as part of the visa process. It's best to check the .gov.uk visa section to see whether there are, as they are known, credibility interviews from the country that you are applying from.
Of course. And now in regards with September intake, when is the deadline for the application for September intake?
There is no formal deadline. We don't offer a formal deadline. We offer admission on a rolling basis because we also offer courses starting in January. But what I would say is that we are receiving unprecedented numbers of applications at the moment, especially from India in particular. Courses are all still available, but if we reach maximum capacity, we may be in a position where we may have to close certain courses because of the amount of students. So as of today, we haven't closed any courses. We have no deadlines, but my advice would be, if you are considering Brunel, especially for this September, don't hesitate and don't delay. Get your application in as soon as you can. And applications are taking about 3 weeks to process at the moment, which isn't.
The turnaround time will be 3 weeks.
Approximately 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, our admissions department are working tirelessly to work through our applications, and we're just seeing incredible numbers at the moment. I think as a result of the pandemic, I think students internationally are just wanting to get out and get an international experience. So the UK is seeing huge numbers of applications and interest. So yeah, get your application in now if you can.
What do you expect in regards to September intake now? After the pandemic, all the courses will be face-to-face, or you'll have also the option for online courses?
Yeah, very, very, very good question, that, Alina. So courses will be back to face-to-face. Social distancing in the UK is no longer a legal requirement. Mask wearing is no longer a legal requirement. For those that want to wear masks, absolutely no problem. We have no issue with that. But life literally is starting to return to normal here, as I'm sure it's been for all of us here today at today's session. It's been, I don't even know what the word is, because just crazy couple of years. It's something I've never experienced before, and I hope none of us ever have to experience again. But from the UK's perspective, we had a very aggressive immunization drive. Everyone has received their COVID-19 jabs, and life really is starting to return to normal. In fact, I'm hopefully next week flying to India for the first time in 2.5 years, which is crazy because my job involves traveling around the world. So yeah, everyone is getting back out on the road. We've got colleagues at the moment in South Africa. I have a colleague in Saudi Arabia at the moment. We've been to the States. So life really is starting to get back to normal here, especially in the UK.
Yeah, that's really great to be honest.
Yeah.
Now I have my last question will be in regards with the university. If the university is accepting a second master?
Yes, we will. But generally, it's my understanding that students would need to, as part of their personal statement, would have to write about the justification for doing that. So you probably know more information about this than me, Alina, but it's my understanding that students, when applying in the UK, need to show progression. So if a student is applying for another master's having already studied a master's, that's not progressing. But it doesn't mean that we can't accept, but we just need to justify that. So when issuing the CAS, we have to explain on that CAS why we are allowing the student to do that. So it is certainly possible, but students really need to outline why we are looking to justify. So generally, students that will study another master's, it's usually, in my experience, and you may agree with this, Alina, that it's a student that's studying perhaps an MSc in management and now wishes to study something completely different, a completely different subject area. So you couldn't, for example, study an MSc in management and then decide to study an MSc management at another university, because that's exactly the same course and you're not progressing. But we will consider applications for a second master's, but on a case-by-case basis.
Okay. And what is the maximum study gap accepted by Brunel University?
That's a good question. I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that, but you can ask me offline and then I can find out and let you know. What's your experience with other universities, Alina?
So it depends. Some university, they have like 2-3 years study gap. Now it depends. For undergraduate might be different, and also for postgraduate might be different.
Yeah.
But it's better for students if you have a study gap, if you finished your qualification quite a long time ago and you want to do your master or an undergraduate program, just send your documents over. Our counselor can help you based on the region that you are. We have people that can advise you, or you can join the Zoom one-to-one session after this one, and we can answer to the questions. We'll do some research and we'll give you exactly the answer. Now, let's go to the comment box that we got some questions I saw during our presentation. So we got a question from Nigeria about the entry requirements. I just want to inform Sepiral that we'll have people from Nigeria office will join the Zoom one-to-one. So our colleagues can explain you based on your qualification that you already achieved or you'll achieve in the future. They can tell you exactly the entry requirements for Nigeria. We got another question from Umar in regards with the scholarship for master. I think Simon already mentioned during the presentation that Brunel University is offering scholarship. They have different kind of scholarship. Also, you can join Umar to Zoom one-to-one. I think you mentioned for already one scholarship that deadline already passed. Now, Simon?
That's correct. Yeah, the International Excellence Scholarship, the deadline was the 30th of April, I believe. So unfortunately, that one has passed, but will be open for next year.
Okay, but they still have scholarship available for students. So if you just join the Zoom one-to-one or just send an email to us, we can help you and we can advise you what kind of scholarship you're eligible based on your qualification. Another one from Sajal. If 71 mark obtained in undergraduate university, it's only 2.12. Is they eligible to apply for a master program?
We need to see a little bit more information, to be honest. It would depend what country they're from. It depends what course they've applied for. It depends which university they've attended. 2.1 does sound a little low. But we'd need to check. If you want to get in touch, we can do that.
Okay, Sajal, if you get in contact with us, send over the documents, we can assess. So even if you're not eligible for direct entry to a master program, as Simon mentioned, they have PreMaster available to LBIC, which it's also at the university. Now the campus LBIC is based at the university, at Brunel University. So you'll get also the experience for studying, even if it's a pre-master or a foundation program, will be at the university level. So everything will be at Brunel University. We got another question from Thomas Paul in regards with the tuition fee. And Simon already mentioned that the tuition fee is different based on the subject, based if you want to study an undergraduate or a postgraduate course, the tuition fee will be different. So Paul, it's better if you get in contact with us. Just let us know for which subject are you interested, at which level, and we'll be able to help you. Okay. Not any funding. We got another question from Seha in regards with some grades from SSC and higher secondary school certificate, 3.5 from 2013. The student got an LLB and an LLM. I think the student is interested for another LLM. Now, it's better to get in contact. The student already achieved, if you can see the question on the screen, the IELTS. Yeah. So
the IELTS, the only concern I would have is this, the writing section of 5.5. That might be a little bit low. But it sounds like you've done a Duolingo as well. So yeah, I think as Alina's alluded to, we'd need to look at your documents and make an assessment on that one.
Oh God. I just have one question now in regards with the English exam. You mentioned that Brunel University is offering internal English test for students now. Is the exam for free or the students will need to pay for it?
I believe it's a free exam. I believe that the English language test that we offer internally is a free test.
Okay. And we got another question from Hassan. If the university is offering a top-up year in civil engineering?
I'm not sure about that. I don't think we do, but we'd have to check. I'm sorry. I'd have to check on that one.
It's not a problem. So Hassan, if you can join us Zoom one-to-one, we can answer to your question there. And also we can speak, because you mentioned about the fee and the scholarship based on your country or region. We can answer directly and we can assess your case and tell you exactly for which course you'll be eligible. Okay, I think the rest of the question are just general questions about the things that we already discussed: scholarship, tuition fee. We are inviting now everyone to join the Zoom one-to-one. We have less than 7 minutes, and that will start the Zoom one-to-one. Simon, I just want to say a big thank you for accepting our invitation and for the nice presentation that you prepared for us today. I think the students receive all the information that they needed in regards with the application process at Brunel University.
Thank you so much.
Simon, once again.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been lovely talking with you, Alina, and we'll see you in a few minutes over in the Zoom.
Of course. We are inviting everyone now to join from 11 our Zoom one-to-one. Thank you, Simon, once again.
Thank you, Alina. Bye-bye, guys.
Have
Thank
a good
you.
day. Bye.